Hello everybody, it has been a while since I've done a what if, but I'm finally back. Anyways, I have delayed this story for a while now, but I'm finally here to start it. Welcome to What If Megatron won in 2007. We've waited a while for this. Let's get on with the story. Our story starts where the Mission City battle happened. Now, up until this point, the entirety of 2007 has gone pretty much the exact same, except for one key difference. And that is when Starscream is ordered to take out the human jets, he actually succeeds here, and he shoots all the human jets down, preventing them from being able to commit an airstrike on Megatron and Blackout by extension. And because of this, Blackout would kill Lennox and his team here, as while he is still holding back to prevent destroying the Allspark or crushing buildings on top of it, he is still able to take them out pretty easily. But this also causes Megatron to stand a chance in the fight a lot longer against Optimus, with Blackout trying to intervene, but Megatron tells him to stay back, as this is his fight! So Megatron continues to beat the slag out of Optimus, until he knocks Optimus to the floor, just like in the 07 game for the Decepticon ending. Then Megatron walks to him saying, "This war was fun, brother, while it lasted. But now we end it here, as the last Prime dies here!" So Megatron swings his wrecking ball and chain at Optimus, taking him offline just like in the game. Megatron sees Sam, so grabs him, and he crushes him, saying, "You should have agreed to be my pet and servant while you had the chance." After he does that, he grabs the Allspark, and he starts to absorb it, with all of its power increasing as it fuses with his body. But, as that happens, Ratchet and Ironhide see, and so Ratchet says that they have to get out of here, as they can't fight him. So, Ironhide hesitantly agrees, and so they retreat, with Jazz's body in hand. They also radio for Bumblebee and Michaela to get out of there. We then cut back to Megatron, who is now in a supercharged form, and he decides to test his power by unleashing a shockwave of energy from himself, which turns all organic life in its radius into transformium. Now, if you're wondering why it does this, while it was never stated where the seeds came from, I do have a theory that the Allspark created them, so that's what I'm having happen here. So that's why all the organic life turns into transformium. But because of this, all the humans of Mission City are instantly turned to metal, including Michaela mid-driving with Bumblebee, which causes them to crash. Starscream then lands next to Megatron, with Megatron saying he redeemed his previous failure, thus he shall stay as his second-in-command, but that he has a new assignment for him. Later, we see Starscream and Blackout having brought the dead bodies of the other Decepticons, with Megatron using the Allspark's power to revive them and give them stronger forms. Then Barricade arrives, with Megatron demanding to know where he was, with Barricade explaining Prime ran him off the road after killing Bone Crusher, but Megs grabs him by the throat and says he failed him enough recently, and how he always knew he was a coward, and he never had the spark to not run away from a fight. Barricade pleads for his life, but Megatron kills him. But he says that he isn't done with him, and so he shoots an Allspark beam into Barricade's body, with it changing his body parts, and he is reborn with a new mind and personality. Megatron then says, "Barricade always ran away from a fight, but you shall run about a fight, and strike your enemies with short brutality." Then, the new Decepticon Barricade says he will. And he likes that word, runabout. And so, that shall be his name. Megatron smiles. Then Bone Crusher says, "Megatron, there are 6 bots approaching." All the cons turn and see them. These bots, however, don't attack them, and one by one they step up and say they were all created by the Allspark's energy during the fight. And since he holds it, they pledge their loyalty to him. And they prove it as one of them that turned into a tow truck brings Bumblebee, who he was towing in his vehicle mode before being brought online. Megatron and the rest of the Decepticons smile as Megatron grabs Bumblebee and lifts him up and says, "I remember you. I tore that voice box out of you. You were a mere distraction from me getting the Allspark. But now look at you, failed, and now you will join Optimus and Jazz." Megatron would then kill Bumblebee, with all the Decepticons and 4 of the new bots enjoying the kill. But the tow truck and the red pickup truck bot are the ones that don't feel such pleasure in this brutality. Megatron says that bringing an Autobot to him is impressive, and he asks what their names are, with the Cadillac Escalade saying his name is Stockade. But he isn't alone, as he actually has a minicom partner who turned into a steering wheel, who is named Steerer. The red pickup truck says his name is Salvage, and the tow truck says his name is Longarm. The Mountain Dew vending machine bot is named Dewbot, and the Xbox bot is named X. Megatron says they are welcome as the first foot soldiers in the Earth-created Decepticon army. He then turns to Brawl and says he is putting him in charge of the new bots while he's gone. As well, they could take over this world here and now. He must meet someone first to ensure their arrival. Megs tells all of his Decepticons to go back into hiding until his return, with Starscream and Blackout placed in charge. They agree, so Megs uses the Allspark to turn a bunch of the nearby Earth machines into Decepticon foot soldiers, mainly just Viacons and other random Decepticons like that, although there might be a few random here and there unique bots. They all bow to him with Megatron smiling before he transforms and heads flying into space to parts unknown. Then Starscream and the rest of the Decepticons scatter and go into hiding until Megatron makes his return. Meanwhile, Ironhide and Ratchet make it to some distance from the city, and are not only sad that they lost, but Prime, Jazz, and Bumblebee are gone. Ratchet says that perhaps they should leave this planet, given there isn't much they can do, but Ironhide says that's not what Optimus would have wanted. Ratchet repairs the 2 of them, then they hold a ceremony for Jazz, Bumblebee, and Optimus, with Jazz being buried as the only grave with a body in it. They begin to think, though, of any ideas that they could do, with Ratchet detecting that the Allspark is leaving Earth's orbit, so Ironhide decides that if Megatron is leaving for some reason, now would be the best time for them to think of something to do. Ratchet asks how, but Ironhide says that they need a new army. So, he produces a broadcast into space, calling any Autobots out there to come to Earth as they need them, if they have any chance to stop Megatron. After that, Ratchet actually detects something from the United Kingdom, an Autobot beaker locator. Ironhide says then that that's where they will be heading, so the 2 roll out. However, we cut back into space with Megatron, who finally arrives at the Nemesis, where some Decepticons like Soundwave are waiting for him. He then bows to the Fallen, with him saying he has completed his mission, and that he presents him the Allspark. The Fallen is more than happy, as not only is the last Prime dead, but he has the Allspark, which Megatron uses to repair the Fallen to his full strength again. The Fallen says that now they must search for the matrix of leadership in order to activate the Star Harvester. But in the meantime, he orders Megatron to return to Earth and take it over so that they don't have anyone in their way, with Megatron agreeing, and so he leaves with Soundwave and a few others that are there joining him on his trip back to Earth. And that is where I'm going to leave part 1 for now. Thank you all for enjoying. I hope you're excited. I can confirm that this series is going to be 7 parts at least, so we're done with part 1. There are 6 parts left, and I can't wait to show you what I have in mind for this story. It's going to get crazy, and it's going to tie in a lot of the Bayverse movies into each other. Anyways, I hope you enjoy it. Hopefully, I'll get part 2 out next week. See you guys then. Good day.